October is recognized as Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and a good reminder that it is the second leading cause of cancer deaths for women in Washington.
But the risks of this disease are significantly higher for one population in particular. Fox 13's Frankie Thompson introduces us to one woman in her health journey.
Brenda Vula moved to Seattle from Africa in July 2022 to start a new life. 3 months after losing her beloved sister to breast cancer, not realizing a cancer diagnosis would soon be her fate.
I just saw like a swelling on my breast. So after I saw the swelling, and then I didn't want to believe that it could be breast cancer. So I kept pushing it aside, and I was like, maybe it's just a swelling, you know. And then eventually I decided to go to the hospital.
During her visit to Overlake Cancer Center in Bellevue, radiologists discovered a lump in her right breast. It was stage 3 breast cancer.
You can see a large, irregular, high-density mass with ill-defined margins in the lateral aspect of her right breast.
I didn't want to believe it. And after I was told, I didn't even know what to do or what to say. So all I could do was cry. Being here in the US alone, my family is back home. I just saw my world crumbling, you know, like that was the end of me.
In March, she began an aggressive 6-month treatment of chemotherapy.
She also has leukemia. So she was being treated for leukemia at the same time she was being treated for her breast cancer. Nowadays, we do have better treatments. They're more targeted. They have less of the side effects you hear about.
Brenda finished her chemo strong and had a double mastectomy in September to reduce the risk of the cancer returning.
It breaks my heart when I see these women come in with advanced disease, when I'm thinking, gee, if they just would have come in when this tumor was small and could be treated, and their survivability would be so much better.
But survivability is much lower for Black women. The Overlake Cancer Center director says Black women have a 40% increased risk of dying from breast cancer than other women with new diagnosis. Dr. Eileen Consorti says racial disparities are a factor.
They're afraid to come in and get that test done. Economically underserved areas, typically not insured, afraid to search out clinics that can provide that service to them. And then lastly, Black women are more at increased risk for developing a more aggressive type of breast cancer called triple-negative breast cancer, which has a worse prognosis.
Early detection is key to saving lives for all women, but especially for Black women. Dr. Consorti and her medical assistant suggest annual mammograms starting at age 40 or younger if there's suspicion.
Very scary. And then also, too, just with the dynamic of our patients being a lot younger, too, and with me being young, it's just eye-opening every time. At every diagnosis, it is eye-opening, and it is so important for everyone to get their screening and be active in their care.
Treatment is what Brenda says saved her life from becoming part of the alarming statistic. And in memory of her sister, Brenda's faith keeps her strong in the fight for her life.
I'm so optimistic that I'm going to beat this thing because I will not allow cancer to bring me down.
Frankie Thompson, Fox 13 News.
Brenda says she had minimal side effects during chemo thanks to new advancements in treatment. She tells us her radiation treatment starts November 5th.